Published 0745 EDT, the 7th of September 2017. Updated 0754 EDT, the 7th of September 2017. The farmer who caused outrage in her village after offering her 2-acre plot of land for free to travelers to upset locals has sold the £350,000 plot to a mystery buyer. Linda Watson, 48, has made a deal to sell land in Kirtling, Cambridgeshire, which she has owned for the last 17 years. She decided to try and infuriate her neighbours after she was refused planning permission to build a house on her small holding on the edge of the village. In revenge on her unsupportive fellow villagers, who she said were up their own way, she handed it over to travellers to live on free of charge if they ruined the area. Linda Watson was refused planning permission to build a house on her small holding on the edge of the village. A group of travelers arrived at the site after Ms. Watson said that they could live there for free. Ms. Watson was confronted by villagers outside her home after offering travelers her land to annoy locals. Speaking from her home today, she revealed that she has finally sold the land but admitted the bitter battle some of the 300 local residents will get seriously messy. She said a deal was been made to sell the land at 9 a.m. this morning. I have a meeting to see the solicitors on Friday. I can't disclose the details of who it is without their permission. Villagers were up in arms when they heard of her offer to sell to the traveler groups and confronted her in her driveway yesterday. After announcing the sale, she said, "I think it's going to get seriously messy and this is going to go on for a long time. It's not over." While Ms. Watson would not disclose the price of the purchase, the land was valued at £350,000 more than 4 years ago, and she has spent around £80,000 renovating it. She said the land was valued around 4 to 5 years ago at £350,000 by estate agents in Newmarket, but a lot has been done to the land since then, so it is worth a lot more. I can't disclose how much more. When I bought it, the place was a complete mess. It was a pigsty. I've spent a lot of money making it look nice and building up a business for myself. This was an investment for my daughter and I work really hard to do the best I can. After Ms. Watson advertised that the land was free to live on, travelers started turning up in their droves. Linda Watson, pictured, says she wants travelers to take over her plot in Kirtling, near Newmarket, in the hope it will create S for the village. Ms. Watson, 48, said yesterday she would be the happiest woman going if travelers took up her offer to stay on her 2.5 acres pictured on a plan. This is a wide view of Kirtling, a village near Newmarket, in the Cambridgeshire countryside. They started queuing outside the smart gates of the Co-End of Stead, which she has run as a rehabilitation centre for horses for the past 7 years. There was so much interest, she and her second husband, Mark, 50, a self-employed builder, had to shut the gate because so many turned up to lay claim to the land. She added some were from Ireland. One group turned up at 4 p.m. and said details had been shared between 32 Facebook traveler sites. Yesterday, she revealed she had received several offers to buy the land and has now accepted a bid. It was then that her neighbors started fighting back. Tom and Karen McNaughton, who live just down the road, rallied fellow villagers to take action against her and block off her driveway and protest. Tom and Karen McNaughton, who live a short distance from her small holding, believe the village should get together and block off her driveway and protest. Karen, 57, said we should get the whole village down there to stand in the front of her gates. The village wants nothing to do with it. Linda, who has lived in a caravan on site since splitting from her first husband in 2010, has never really gelled with the local community and described them as being snobby, gossipy and two-faced and nosy. Yesterday, she revealed that her decision to welcome travelers was mainly down to her long-running dispute with her wealthy and famous next-door neighbors. She claimed that renowned horse trainer Linda Ramsden, 67, and her stockbroker-turned-gambler husband Jack, 75, had terrified her own horses by allowing a helicopter to land on the lawn of their home, to add insult to injury. She claims that the Ramsdens had been allowed to extend their house after they bought it 3 years ago, while another neighbor was given permission to build a 3-bedroom bungalow in their garden. Yet her applications to build a bungalow on her land in order, she says, to improve her business and living conditions were routinely turned down. Planning records show that the Ramsdens, who yesterday declined to comment, wrote to the council in June last year to express concern that Linda's venture wasn't of sufficient size to allow for a financially viable business and it would struggle to produce a long-term profit sufficient to demonstrate it could afford to construct a dwelling based on its income. Linda was furious and added, "I only wanted to build a 2 or 3 bedroom bungalow. We didn't want a mansion, just somewhere to live after all those years in a caravan." Ms. Watson had applied to build a small house on the land but says she is moving abroad after it was refused by the council. Linda has lived in a mobile home pictured on the land for 7 years with her husband.